manage project team, control resources. Where we see plan resources, estimate activity resources. These two are the processes from planning process group. Acquire project team or acquire team, develop team, manage project team, all are under executing process group. Control resources under monitoring control process group. Now tell me, what are we doing in plan resource management? Tell me, what are we doing in plan resource? What is the result of this process?
Resource management plan.
Resource management plan. What are we doing in thinking in the resource management plan?
How to utilize the resources.
Basically, in this process, we are thinking about how are you going to manage the resources required for this project. Meaning, what are the resources required, which we need to estimate, which is being done in the estimate activity resources process. How we are going to acquire them, how we are going to manage them, which includes human resources as well as the physical resources. How we are going to control the physical resources utilization, how efficiently we will be able to utilize the physical resources, which comes under the control resources process. Basically, we are thinking about the management of all the resources, which includes human resources and physical resources throughout the project life cycle. And that's what we are thinking under resource management plan. Then in the second process, estimate activity resources. Here we are estimating the resources required for each activity, and then we roll up to the package level, and then we determine the overall project resources requirements. Basically, we are determining the resources in terms of type, quantity of human resources, as well as the equipment, material, other supplies necessary to perform the physical work. So when we do the estimation in this, we are estimating at the activity level. Each activity, what is the skilled labor required, unskilled labor, material, equipment, and other expertise or efforts required to complete the project activities. That is being determined in the estimate activity resources. Then in the third process, acquire resources, where we are obtaining the team members, facilities, equipment, material, supplies as necessary to complete the project work, which is acquire project team. The next process is develop project team, which is also executing process, where we are improving the team competencies and we are improving the team interaction so that we will be able to get an overall team environment to enhance the project performance. Yes, you may be bringing in the good resources or human resources. If they are not working together, you are not going to get the expected results. So we need to make sure that they understand the project elements like methodology, technology, what we are utilizing in the project has to be well known so that it will help us in ensuring that designed methodologies are being implemented by the team efficiently and they are working together as a single unit. This is what we are trying to achieve through the develop team process. Then in the control resources process, we are basically managing the physical resources assigned to the project and see whether it is being utilized as planned, and monitoring the actual utilization of resources with respect to the planned productivity rate. And if you see that the planned productivity rate and the actual productivity rate achieved is not matching, we need to take necessary corrective actions in order to achieve the efficient utilization of the physical resources. So when it comes to the resource management, one of the team is project management team. We can call it as it is a subset of project team. They are responsible for the project management and leadership activities like initiation, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. They are also known as core team or executive team or leadership team. But whereas in the case of smaller project, you may not have the independent project management team. Generally, the project management responsibilities are shared by the entire team, administered by the project manager. Let us look at the first process, planned resource management. So when I want to come up with a management plan for managing the resources, what I need to have in my hand? Project charter helps me. Project management plan information like quality management plan, what kind of methodology, technology, standards, procedures we are utilizing, that is a useful information. Scope baseline, what all the different nature of packages, the deliverables which you are going to produce is available in the scope baseline, which is the key information for us in determining the management strategy for managing all the resources. Other documents we can utilize project schedule, requirement documentation. Definitely, depends on the requirements. We may need to determine what type of resources, what quantity of resources, what kind of expertise and the skills they need to have, all can be determined. Risk register is one of the useful information. Stakeholder register, where we can utilize many of the stakeholders having good experience in the resource management area. They know what type of resources required, what kind of problem they may face, and during the life cycle with respect to the resource management. Some stakeholders are good in procurement of the materials and management of the materials. All this can be available from the stakeholder register. So where we can find who are the stakeholders useful for us in coming up with a management strategy for resource management. Enterprise environmental factors, many factors affect our resource management, so that could be considered. Organizational processes are, we can consider our past similar project lessons learned documentation, where we could see what all the problems we have faced with respect to the resource management, what all the problems we face with the human resource management, what all the problems we face with the physical resources management, what kind of action we have taken, how it helped us in managing the efficiency of resource utilization. All this can be easily seen. So once we understand the possible or potential problems we could face in managing the resources of the project, especially in this nature of project, we should be able to come up with a appropriate management strategy while you are developing the resource management plan in avoiding such a problems in this project. We do not want to face the same resource problem where we are faced in the other project. Look at the techniques, again, known techniques, expert judgment. Of course, we may need to utilize the experts like resource management experienced people, like PMO is helpful for us, consultants, HR management people, those people who are having experience in the procurement of material equipments. All these are, we must treat them as a expert judgment technique, so that based on their experience in the past projects, they will be able to come up with a right strategy for managing the resources in this project. Data representation technique, one of the commonly used technique is hierarchical chart. We come up with a project organization chart. That's a hierarchical chart that I will show you later. And then the responsibility assignment matrix, there is a detailed chart who is responsible, who is accountable, who has to be consulted, who need to be informed. That kind of detailed responsibility matrix can be developed. It's called a RAM matrix, responsibility assignment matrix. And also we need to come up with a detailed description of each position. Like say project engineer, what is his responsibility? What is his authority? What is his accountability? So we need to describe in detail for each position. That's called text-oriented formats. Organizational theory, also depending on what type of organization we are working on. Like, are we working in a functional organization or matrix organization, or we are working in a project-based organization? Depending on the nature of organization, we should be able to see how the organization behaves. Accordingly, we should be able to think of the resource management strategy. That's why the organization theory is being taken as a technique here. Meetings, through our planning meetings, while we are sitting down with the various key members of the project team in devising the appropriate strategy for managing the different natural resources which we are going to utilize in this project, which is most commonly used technique. So what is the result of this process? Resource management plan, where we are describing what all the resources we require, what kind of expertise and skills require, when they require, when we need to acquire them, when we need to deploy them into the project, what is the roles, what is the responsibility, and who are the resources. Not every resource is going to be involved in every area. Some of the resources, especially human resources, some are will be involved in the scope management, some are involved in the schedule management, some are involved in the quality management, some are involved in the risk management. So there are different areas of the management areas we need to utilize them. So we need to think about how we are going to utilize all these resources in managing the different aspects of that project. Team charter, which is basically defining the rules of engagement during the life cycle, how the team should behave, has to be defined, which is called team charter, which is common rules has to be decided for everybody. So everybody can follow those rules in order to make sure that all are working together based on this criteria. Let's see the benefit of this process. It establishes the approach and level of management effort necessary for managing the project resources based on the type and complexity of that project. That's why I'm saying this process is performed once or at predefined points in the project. This is straightforward process data flow diagram. When we create resource management plan, it goes to the project management plan. The team charter is part of the project documents. When we talk about expert judgment, we may need to utilize the people, those who are having experience in the negotiating for the best resources within the organization, talent management and personal development, determining the preliminary effort level necessary for meeting the objectives, determining the reporting requirements based on the organization culture, estimating the lead times required for acquisition based on the lessons learned or market conditions. What is the lead times? Some of the positions can be acquired within 2 weeks. Some of the positions can be take 1 month, or some of the positions can take 3 months. Some of the positions can take even 6 months. So depending on the nature of the human resource and their expertise and experience, so we need to think about how long it will take to acquire them and deploy them into the project. Identify the risk, because the managers who are in the acquisition of the or recruitment of the manpower, they know what all the problems they face in terms of in getting the resources deployed into the project and generally how long it takes, and they can able to advise. Identifying the risk associated with the resource acquisition, retention and release plans, complying with applicable government and union regulations, managing sellers and logistical efforts to ensure material and supplies are available when needed. These are the part of the thinking while we are doing the resource management plan. In the organization chart, These are the three types of organization chart we are generally utilizing. First is called hierarchical based organization chart, where we can see the reporting relation between the various team members. And the second one is matrix based chart, which is called RAM, responsibility assignment matrix. Third one is the description of the detailed roles, responsibility, authority for each position of the human resource. This is the sample organization chart, which you are all familiar with it. In the matrix chart, the commonly used responsibility assignment matrix is called 𝗙𝗔 chart, which is responsible, accountable, consult, and inform. This is the sample 𝗙𝗔 chart, where we can able to see the link between the people and the activity they are involved. Say, for example, design. In the design, who are the people involved, we can see. Anne to be informed, Ben is accountable, Carlos is responsible, Dina is to be consulted, Ed to be consulted. Whereas when I look at the Anne, what is his responsibility? In the define, he is accountable. In the design, he is to be informed. In the develop, he is need to be informed. In the test, he is accountable. So we can see the link between the people and the various activities they are involved in the project. That's a responsibility assignment matrix. Text-oriented format, detailed description of each position. Organizational theories, we know. Meetings, which is the planning meetings basically. So in the resource management plan, we are providing guidance on how the project resources should be categorized, allocated, managed, and released. Until they are released out from the project, we need to think how we are going to manage. It may be divided between the team management plan and physical resource. We can divide them into two sections. The resource management plan may include identification of the resources, meaning method for identifying and quantifying the team and physical resources required, acquiring the resources, how we are going to acquire the team and physical resources for the project, roles and responsibilities of the team members. But when I talk about the role means the label describing the portion of a project the person is accountable. Example, civil engineer, that is his role, or business analyst, or testing coordinator. Role clarity concerning their authority, responsibilities, and boundaries are essential for the project success. So he said project engineer. You don't define what is his authority, what is his responsibility, what is his boundary. Then what is going to do there? He is going to stand there as a project engineer. He will not be able to efficiently contributing for our project. So there should be a clarity in the role with respect to the authority, responsibility, and boundaries, which are very essential for the project success. Authority, meaning the right to apply the project resources, make decisions, and sign approvals, called as authority. Responsibility, the work that a project team member is expected to perform in order to complete the project activities is called responsibility. Competency, the skill and capacity required for completing the project activities. If the team members do not possess the required competencies, what will happen? Performance can be affected. So we need to take, in this case of situations, we need to take proactive response like training them, hiring additional team members, making schedule changes. Even you may go for scope changes. Okay, our team is not capable of doing this work. So let's go for removing the scope from our team. Let's give to the third party. Those kind of actions need to be taken. What are the various functions of the project manager, like planning, scheduling, estimating, performance measurement, cost and trend analysis, progress reporting, maintaining the client-consultant relationship, logistic management, cost control, procedure writing and administration, interface management, all are part of the project manager. What are the various roles of the project manager? He could be an integrator, communicator, team leader, decision maker, climate creator, or builder. He is the one creating a conducive environment in the project where all the team members can work together. Of course, when come to the management of the relationship between the members and our project manager, some of the team members, you may know that they may be working in multiple projects. And or sometimes they may be working in the department as well as working in the projects. That means they are under dual reporting relationship. When they go to the department, they report to the functional manager. When they come to the project, they report to the project manager. In this situation, the team members are accountable for both the project manager and the functional manager. But the management of this dual reporting relationship effectively is the responsibility of the project manager. Project team role, what the project team is going to do. During the planning, they are developing the plans. They are working on the WBS. They are also working on the network diagram or sequencing, estimation of the resources, estimation of the timeline, estimation of the cost, and determination of the quality standards and methodology. All this they are carrying out during the planning work. Upon completion of the planning, when we move to the execution, their focus will be in completing their task according to our plan. That's the project team role. And the project sponsor's role, of course, the project sponsor or appointed person, and they are here to approve the overall project plans, budget, and schedule. And they are in the change control board. They are helping in getting the approval of the changes in the change control. They are providing the input there. But the most important role of the project manager is we need to, project sponsor. He need to protect the project. He need to protect the project from unnecessary changes. That is his key role in the project. Project organization chart is defined. It could be graphical format, or it could be other ways of representing the relationship between the various team members in the project. Or you may have an Excel chart indicating the different roles and responsibility of the team member. And then we also define project team resource management, which gives you the guidance on how the project team should be defined, stop, manage, and eventually release until release planning. Training strategies and what all the training to be provided to the team members, especially if you are utilizing the various technology methodology, which the team members need to be trained. The processes and procedures need to be trained so that they can efficiently implement our plans while we move into the execution. So we need to have a clear training plan in our hand. Team development, we also need to think about how we are going to develop their teamwork or how we are going to develop their competencies. And also we need to think about resource control, how we are going to ensure adequate physical resources are available and the acquisition of resources is optimized for the needs of the project, which includes information on the managing inventory, equipment, and supplies during the project life cycle, which is all physical resource control. And also we need to have a recognition plan. What is recognition plan? When they are team members, when they are doing the work, efficiently, we should be recognizing their performance. I need to reward them. And when we reward them, it could be generally the most recommended reward is group reward, because it gives us a chance to most of the team members achieve the rewards. So we should be even, for example, say civil department team members have submitted the report on time. You are telling them, thank you very much, team. Appreciate I need this information quite exactly in this time. I'm in the process of developing further reporting. So we appreciate you. Even simple, you are saying thank you very much. It is a recognition reward for their work. So we need to have a recognition plan. Then team charter. When I say team charter, it is a document which establishes the team values, agreements, and operating guidelines for the entire team, which includes team values, communication guidelines, decision-making criteria and process, conflict resolution process, meeting guidelines, team agreements, all can be part of the team charter. Basically, the team charter establishes clear expectations regarding the acceptable behavior by the team members. If the team members are having early commitment to the clear guidelines, which decreases the misunderstanding and increases the productivity. So whatever be the position, they need to follow the team guidelines.